Hi everyone, it's Sheila from Longarm Love Quilting, and today I want to talk to you about long arms. How I purchased my long arm. I worked my way up to my dream machine, and if you're wanting a long arm, I suggest you try some of my tips that I have for you. I went to quilt shows and I tried out a lot of long arms, many of them. I tried out Gammel's, Handy Quilter, and Nova, AQS. I tried a lot of long arms, and I really liked the Innova. I liked it. It was the machine for me. You'll know when it's a machine that you like, and what I like might not be what you like, so you need to try them out. Once I found the Innova, it was like, oh, this is my dream machine, but it was very expensive, and I thought, how can I purchase this? So I started out with a used machine that I found on Craigslist. It was a Handy Quilter Sweet 16 on a frame, but the frame was a wooden table that had the tracks double face taped to the table. It was a very old machine, but she wanted $5,000 for it. And I thought, I can do that. I'll pay $5,000 and see if I really like doing this. So we picked up the machine, set it up, and I started playing on it. I played on it for a year, doing my quilts, doing some friends' quilts. I practiced free motion. I did pantographs when I quilted quilts. And then after a year, I sold that, and I sold it for what I paid for it. And then I started looking for another machine. I still couldn't afford my dream machine. So I went to a quilt store that sold Handy Quilters because that was more in my price range. And I decided that if I bought one with a computer on it, I could do edge-to-edge quilting for customers, and I would open a business of quilting. So that's what I did. I purchased a Fusion, and when you purchase a long arm, I suggest you get a frame as big as you can for the space you have. So I have a large space. I actually have two 12-foot frames set up in this space right now. So I would suggest getting the frame as long as you can, because if it's 12 foot, you can do a king-size quilt. And then the throat space. The throat space is the space between the needle bar and the back of the machine, that open area. That's the throat space. And not all of them, they'll say 26 or 24 or 22, but when you roll the quilt, that eats up some of that space. So I would suggest getting the largest throat space that you can afford. And I had my Handy Quilter Fusion with Pro Stitcher on it, and I opened my business, and I've been quilting now it's coming up on 3 years that I've been quilting for customers. And I now started looking for my Innova. I knew I could not afford a brand new one. So I asked our local dealer, which is in Erie, 2 hours away. I asked her if, she had used ones. Well, my husband asked her if she had used ones, trade-ins. And she said, yeah. And he goes, I told Jill that, if she gets a trade-in, let you know. So here Jill called me and said she had a trade-in. It was a Innova Classic 26 with autopilot, which is a system that does a lot more than Pro Stitcher. It's a computerized system. So we went up and looked at it, and she gave me a good deal, and I purchased it. And then she came down, her and her son came down and set it up for me. It took them about 6 hours, and now I'm learning what to do with how to use my long arm. Even loading it is different because it's much bigger throat space. Well, not a lot bigger. It's 2 inches bigger. But on my old one, I'm tall and I have long arms, and I could reach over and I could snap. I use red snappers. I could snap the top of my backing onto my leader by just leaning over the front. And I could reach the table and snap it. This one I cannot. So, it loads a little differently on the front. So I had to look at videos and make sure I was loading it correctly. And I got it loaded and I'm quilting now, but I'm just going to show you, if you have an ANOVA, the very first thing you need to learn is how to turn on your machine. So that's what I'm going to go over today, how to turn on your ANOVA. You need to get a power strip, not a power strip, a surge protector. You need to get a surge protector. I recommend that, even if you unplug it when there's a storm. You just never know. There could be a surge in the system, and you need a surge protector. Mine is, hold on a second, I got the box. So my surge protector is 3,540 joules. And that's right down here at the bottom. You can, oh, it's backwards for you. But anyways, that's where it's at. I got this at Walmart. I think it was about $30, I think. But $30 to protect my machine. It's well worth it. It has 12 places you can plug into. It has a 4-foot cord and 2 USB ports. So I think it was worth the money. Let's flip this around and I will take you and show you how to turn on the machine. So we're going to go over here to my plug. So the first thing you do, I have an extension cord, a big extension cord, and I'm going to plug that into the wall. That's the first step. Then I go over here. This is my machine. Underneath here is my surge protector. I'm going to show you under my bed. It's all zip tied on, and there's all the plugs going into it. So there's a lot of cables, and he put them all up underneath and zip tied everything nice and neat. So there's nothing hanging down. I can sweep real easy under my machine. And there's where the plug is from my extension cord. And then it goes to the surge protector, and then everything's plugged into the surge protector. You want the surge protector that you want your machine to plug into the surge protector. You do not want the surge protector to plug into the wall and then an extension cord to your machine. This is the side where my computer is. And here's the power button. So this, you listen, and there's a little click, and that's turning power on. Okay, then I'm going to go over here to my machine. So you hit the yellow button first, then you turn on this button. And it should light up. So it lit up. And if you have a computer, now you go to your computer. And I don't know where your power is on your computer screen, but it's just like any other computer screen. So here is my button. And I push that and I wait. So we're going to wait here for the computer to come up. My machine has a hydraulic lift on it. So I can show you that. It goes down. It's lowering down. And then it can go up. You can see the whole bed lifting up. I don't know if you can see that. So maybe I'll show you over here. It's going down. No, can't really tell there. Let's see how we can get the angle of it so you can see. Maybe like that. It's going up. If you see it from my chair, you can see that it's going up and then it's going down. It's not a hydraulic lift. I said hydraulic. I'm sorry. It is an electronic lift. Okay, my screen is up. So I want to launch autopilot. I'm going to click autopilot. It says launch autopilot. And then I wait. And even though it says autopilot there, you don't have to do anything. It will come up. And there, that's getting ready to load. It says loading down here in the corner. So this is, while we're waiting for that, this is my it's a panel. This is a panel. And I thought it was perfect to do my first edge to edge on. And I will keep this because this will be the first quilt that I quilted on my dream machine. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about my machine. Okay, the screen came up, and this is what autopilot looks like. So there's all kind of icons. And that's all I'm going to show you for today. I don't know about you, but I learn in little increments, and I actually have to do it. So I physically had Jill, who sold me my machine, I told her to shut everything down and let me go and plug in, hit the yellow button, turn on my machine, turn on my screen. I physically did it so that way I remember. And I remember better by physically doing it. So I hope this helps you. And if you hit follow, I'll be posting more videos, easy steps, learning baby steps on how to use your Innova, because you don't want to buy a big machine like this and then be intimidated and not want to use it. You want to have fun with it. So I hope you follow me, and see you soon. Bye.